This is the budding light of hope and knowledge, the delight of Sri Prakash Educational Institutions, spreading academic brilliance in all directions.
Namaste friends, how are you? I hope you are all doing well. Online video classes brought to you by Sri Prakash Educational Institutions. Class Final BSc, Subject Chemistry, Paper 5, Topic Coordination Compounds, Subtopic Addition Compounds, Double Salts, Different Parts in Coordination Compounds. Dear friends, already you all know that the father of coordination chemistry or complex compounds is Alfred Werner. He got the first Nobel Prize in the entire inorganic chemistry. So, he is the father of inorganic chemistry. Let's see what are addition compounds. These are also called molecular solids. When solutions containing two or more simple salts are mixed in stoichiometric proportions, then the formed compounds are called addition compounds. These are mainly two types. Those are, the first one is double salts, second one is coordination compounds. First of all, I will discuss the double salts. These are also called lattice compounds. The double salt on dissolution breaks down to its components simple ions. That means these are exist only in the solid or crystalline state. That means these are lost their identity after dissolve in water or a particular solvent. Some examples of double salts are More salt. The formula of more salt is FeSO4, NH4 twice SO4, 6H2O. Now we will discuss how to prepare the more salt. When ferrous sulfate is reacts with ammonium sulfate gives more salt. Ferrous sulfate formula FeSO4, ammonium sulfate formula NH4 twice SO4. More salt is double salt because it is an addition compound of two stable compounds like ferrous sulfate formula FeSO4 and ammonium sulfate formula NH4 twice SO4. When the crystals of more salt are dissolved in water, the solution shows the properties of NH4 plus ammonium ion, Fe plus 2 ferrous ion and SO4 minus 2 sulfate ions. That means after dissolve in the water, the more salt is lost their identity. And another example of double salt is ferric alum. Formula NH4 twice SO4, Fe2 SO4 thrice 24H2O. Because of all alums are mainly containing 24 water molecules. Next one is we will discuss the preparation of ferric alum. Ferric alum was prepared by on reaction of ammonium sulfate formula NH4 twice SO4 with ferric sulfate formula Fe2 SO4 thrice gives ferric alum. When the crystals of ferric alum are dissolved in water, the solution shows the properties of NH4 plus SO4 minus 2 and Fe plus 3 ions. Dear students, alums are the best water purifiers. Students, already you all know that alums must be contain 24 water molecules. Among all alums, the first alum is potash alum. The formula of potash alum is K2SO4, Al2SO4 thrice 24H2O. And the other examples of double salts are carnallite. The formula of carnallite is KCl, MgCl2, 6H2O. Students, this is the ore of potassium and magnesium also. This is the carnallite. Next one is ammonium alum. The formula of ammonium alum is NH4 twice SO4, Al2SO4 thrice 24H2O. This is the ammonium alum. Next addition compound is coordination compounds. Now we will discuss coordination compounds. These are also called complex compounds. The compound does not break down to simple ions when dissolved in water or any solvent, known as coordination or complex compounds. That means these compounds does not last their identity after dissolve in water. Up to now, so many coordination compounds were discovered. Among all coordination compounds, the first coordination compound is Persian blue. The formula of Persian blue is Fe4FeCN6 thrice. This is the Persian blue coordination compound. This Persian blue was used in Germany as the artist's paint in the beginning of the 18th century. Next coordination compound is in 1798 Stassert discovered one of the coordination compound, that is CONH3 6 times Cl3. The IUPAC name of this compound is hexaamine cobalt 3 chloride. This is CONH3 6 times Cl3 compound. The other examples of coordination compounds are K4FeCN6. The name of this compound is potassium ferrocyanide. This is the potassium ferrocyanide. The potassium ferrocyanide solution consists of K plus and FeCN6 minus 4 ions. FeCN6 minus 4 ion is called complex ion. This complex ion does not break down to Fe plus 2 and Cl minus ions in the solution. And another example of coordination compound is K3FeCN6. The chemical name of K3FeCN6 is potassium ferricyanide. This is the potassium ferricyanide. Its solution consists of K plus and FeCN6 minus 3 ion. FeCN6 minus 3 ion is called complex ion. This complex ion does not break down to Fe plus 3 and Cl minus ions in the solution. So this is the one of the type of coordination compound. That means the complex compounds do not last their identity after dissolve in the water. Now we will discuss the different parts in coordination compounds. The parts in coordination compounds are complex ion, central metal ion, ligand, coordination number, coordination sphere, and oxidation number. First of all, we will discuss the first part in the coordination compounds, that is complex ion. The complex ion can be either anion or cation having D block or transition element and some ligands. Dear students, already you all know that what are D block elements. What are D block elements? Yes. In which elements the differentiating electron goes to n minus 1 into d orbital. Then that elements are called transition elements. In which elements the differentiating electron goes to d orbital, then that elements are called D block elements. A complex ion is denoted by writing its formula inside a square bracket. The examples of complex ions are CONH3 6 plus 3, this is the positive ion. FeCN6 minus 3, this is the negative ion. And FeCN6 minus 4, this is also negative ion, etc. That means complex ion may be positive or negative, in sometimes this is neutral also. Now we will discuss another part in coordination compounds, that is central metal ion. Central metal ion may be D block element or transition elements. Students, already you all know that all transition elements are d block elements, but d block elements are not a transition elements. Dear students, now I will ask one question. What are the examples of pure d block elements? Yes, only three. Those are zinc, cadmium and mercury. Remaining all elements are transition elements. Up to now, how many d block elements are there? 30. Yes, 30. Now coming to the concept, that is the central metal ion. Already I said that central metal ion may be d block element or a transition element. This is must be contain empty d orbitals. That means this d block element or a transition element is must be contain empty d orbitals. It can be accept the electron pairs from the donor atom form coordinated covalent bond. Already you all know that the coordinate covalent bond having other name. The coordinate covalent bond is also called day2 bond, but in sometimes this is also called back bond. That means central metal ion acts as a Lewis acid. Students, already you all know that Lewis acid means which is electron pair acceptor, then that acid is called Lewis acid. Okay, here A plus this is the Lewis acid, B Lewis base. That means B containing negative charge. This negative charge is donated to positive ion A plus, then forms coordination covalent bond in between A and B. That's why here A is electron pair acceptor. That's why this is Lewis acid. Here B is electron pair donor. That's why here B is Lewis base. In between Lewis acid, Lewis base, one type of bond is formed, then that bond is called coordinate covalent bond. In K4FeCN6, the central metal ion is iron. In CONH3 6 times Cl3, the central metal ion is cobalt, etc. Now we will discuss the another part in the coordination compound, that is ligands. This is the most important concept in the entire coordination or complex compounds. The ligands are maybe neutral molecules or ions. These ions are mainly anions which are attached with the central metal ion are called ligands. These ligands are arranged around the metal ion, the first sphere of attraction in preferred geometries. The geometries may be linear, a trigonal, planar, a tetrahedral, square planar, octahedral, etc. Ligands are must be have at least one lone pair of electrons. That means ligands acts as a Lewis base. Dear friends, already you all know that the definition of Lewis base. Lewis base means electron pair donor. That's why ligand also electron pair donor, because of this is must be containing at least one lone pair of electrons. That's why according to that concept, ligands acts as a Lewis base. Okay. Already you all know that electron pair acceptor is Lewis acid, electron pair donor is Lewis base. After donation, in between acceptor and donor, one type of bond is formed, and that bond is called coordinated covalent bond, and formed complex is called coordination compound or complex compound. Next one is we will discuss the classification of ligands. The ligands are classified mainly in two ways. Those are classification based on donor and acceptor properties of the ligands, and the second one is classification based on the number of donor atoms present in the ligands. First of all, we will discuss the first classification, that is classification based on donor and acceptor properties of the ligands. Again, these ligands are two types. Those are ligands having one or more lone pair of electrons, Ligands having no lone pair of electrons but having pi bonded electrons. Now first of all we will discuss the first one is that is ligands having one or more lone pair of electrons. Ligands which contain vacant pi type orbitals that can receive back donated pi electrons from the metal. For example, CO carbon monoxide ligand, NO nitric oxide, CN cyanide. These are pi type orbitals containing ligands. These are acts as a both donors and acceptors. That means carbon monoxide, nitric oxide, cyanide ligands are acts as a both donors and acceptors. Okay, next one is in ligands having one or more lone pair of electrons. The next ligand is ligands which do not have vacant orbitals to receive back donated electrons from the metal. That means ligands does not contain vacant orbitals, but these ligands are receive back donated electrons from the metal. The examples of this type of ligands are H2O water, NH3 ammonia. Now we will discuss the another type of ligands, that is ligands having no lone pair of electrons but having pi bonded electrons. Okay, these ligands are does not having lone pair of electrons but having pi bonded electrons. Examples of these type of ligands are ethylene. Already you all know that the formula of ethylene is CH2 double bond CH2 or C2H4, which is must be containing pi bond but does not contain lone pair of electrons. Benzene, formula C6H6. Already you all know that according to the structure of benzene, this is contain 3 pi bonds but does not containing any lone pair of electrons. And cyclopentadienyl anion also. This is also does not contain lone pair of electrons but contain pi bonded electrons. Now we discuss another classification of ligands, that is classification based on the number of donor atoms present in the ligands. Depending upon this, the ligands are classified into different types. Those are unidentate or monodentate ligands. Second one is polydentate or chelating ligands. And third one is bridged ligands. And fourth one is ambidentate ligands. Fifth one is flexidentate ligands, etc. Now first of all we will discuss what are unidentate or monodentate ligands with examples. Here dentate means, literally dentate means toothed. Unidentate ligands or monodentate ligands are, these are the ligands which have only one donor atom and hence can coordinated to the central metal ion. That means which ligands are have only one donor atom. That means which ligands are donates only one lone pair of electrons in the formation of the complex. Then the type of ligands are called unidentate or monodentate ligands. Okay, here D is donor. This is containing only one lone pair of electrons. This donor donates these one lone pair of electrons to the empty orbital of metal, then forms complex. The unidentate or monodentate ligands are again three types. Those are neutral monodentate ligands. Second one is negative monodentate ligands. Third one is positive monodentate ligands. First of all we will discuss what are neutral monodentate ligands with examples. The name of neutral monodentate ligands are not systematic. That means the neutral monodentate ligands are having different names. For example, H2O, actually the name of H2O water, but already I said that the monodentate ligands are not systematic names. That's why the name of water is aqua. NH3 actually ammonia, but in coordination compounds the name of ammonia is amine. CO, actual name of CO carbon monoxide, but in coordination compounds the name of carbon monoxide is carbonyl. Next one is CS. thiocarbonyl. Next, NO. Actual name of NO, nitric oxide, but in coordination or complex compounds, the name of NO is nitrosyl. NS, thionitrosyl, etc. These all are neutral monodentate ligands because of these are only containing lone pair of electrons but does not containing any charge. Now we will discuss another type of monodentate ligands, that is negative monodentate ligands. These are also called anions. That means the negative monodentate ligands are contain at least one negative charge. Examples are F minus name fluoro, Cl minus chloro, Br minus bromo, I minus iodo, OH minus hydroxo, Cn minus cyano, O2 minus oxo, SO4 minus 2 sulfato, S2O3 minus 2 thiosulfato, NO2 minus nitro, ONO minus nitrito, SCN minus thiocyanato, NCS minus isothiocyanato, NO3 minus nitrato, CH3COO minus acetato, H minus hydrido, etc. These all ligands are containing a negative charge, so these are the best examples of negative monodentate ligands. Now we will discuss another type of ligands. Those are positive monodentate ligands. The best examples of positive monodentate ligands are NH2 NH3 plus hydrogen, NO plus nitroselium, etc. Now we will discuss the another type of ligands. Monodentate ligands are completed. Now after monodentate ligands, another type of ligands are polydentate ligands. Already you all know that these are also called chelating ligands. In Greek language, chelate means crab's claw. These are again different types by depending upon the number of donor atoms. Those are bidentate ligands, tridentate ligands, tetradentate ligands, pentadentate ligands, and hexadentate ligands. First of all, we will discuss bidentate ligands. In bidentate ligands, bi means 2. That means these ligands are having 2 donor atoms and donates 2 lone pair of electrons to the central metal for the formation of complex. Then the type of ligands are called bidentate ligands. The bidentate ligands are again 2 types. Those are symmetrical bidentate ligands and unsymmetrical bidentate ligands. Now we will discuss the first type of bidentate ligands. Those are symmetrical bidentate ligands. These are bidentate ligands, that's why these are must be contain 2 donor atoms. But that 2 donor atoms are same, then the type of bidentate ligands are called symmetrical bidentate ligands. For example, ethylene diamine. The simple representation of ethylene diamine is En. The formula NH2 CH2 CH2 NH2. In this ligand, the 2 donors are nitrogens. That means 2 donors are same. That's why this is the best example of symmetrical bidentate ligand. The charge of this ligand is 0 because of this ligand does not contain any charge. This is the complex of ethylene diamine. Next example of symmetrical bidentate ligand, oxalate ion. The simple representation of oxalate ion is OX. This is the structure of oxalate ion. O minus C double bond O, C double bond O, O minus. That's why the charge of oxalate ion is -2. In this ligand also the 2 donor atoms are oxygens. That means the 2 donors are same. So this ligand also called symmetrical bidentate ligand. Okay, already I said that in this the both donors are oxygen atoms. Now we will discuss another type of bidentate ligand, that is unsymmetrical bidentate ligands. Bidentate means must be containing two donors, but in these ligands the two donor atoms are different. So these ligands are called unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. The best example of unsymmetrical bidentate ligand, glycinate ion. The simple representation of glycinate ion is GLY. This is the structure of glycinate ion, NH2, CH2, C double bond O minus. So the charge of glycinate ion is -1. In this ligand, one donor is oxygen and another donor is nitrogen. That means the two donors are different. So this ligand is the best example of unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. Now we will discuss another type of polydentate ligand or chelating ligand, that is tridentate ligands. These are having three donor atoms and donates 3 electron pairs to the central metal ion, then forms complex. The best example of tridentate ligands, diethylene triamine. The simple representation of diethylene triamine is diene. This is the structure of diethylene triamine, NH2, CH2, CH2, NH, CH2, CH2, NH2. Here nitrogen atoms are donors. So the charge of this ligand is 0. Okay, now we will discuss another type of polydentate ligand, that is tetradentate ligand. A tetra means 4, dentate means donors. That means these are have 4 donor atoms and donates 4 electron pairs to the central metal ion for the formation of complex. Examples of tetradentate ligand, triethylene tetraimine. The simple representation is triene. This is the structure, NH2, CH2, NH, CH2, CH2, NH, CH2, CH2, NH2. Here the 4 nitrogen atoms are donor atoms. So the charge of triene is 0. Now we will discuss another polydentate ligand, that is pentadentate ligands. In this penta means 5, dentate means donors. That means these are having 5 donor atoms and donates 5 electron pairs to the central metal ion in the formation of complex. Examples, ethylene diamine triacetate. This is the structure of ethylene diamine triacetate. The charge is -3. Okay, last polydentate or chelating ligand, the best example, the best one, that is hexadentate ligands. In this, hexa means 6, dentate means donors. That means these ligands are having 6 donor atoms and donates 6 electron pairs to the central metal ion for the formation of complex. The best example of hexadentate ligand is ethylene diamine tetraestate. The simple representation EDTA. The structure of EDTA is, this is the structure of EDTA. The charge of EDTA -4. The EDTA having general use also. The EDTA is used extensively in the analysis of blood. It is an anticoagulating for blood samples for CBC or FBBS, where the EDTA chelates the calcium present in the blood specimen, arresting the coagulation process and preserving blood cell morphology. And also EDTA is used in the water purification also.